Yeah, it goes everybody, because they will continue on in a game called Danganronpa, Live or Die. Where were we? It's trial time. Oh, my back. Okay. Trial start. Let's go. Anytime now. Let's begin with a basic explanation of a trial. During the trial, you will present your arguments about the murder and vote for the culprit. Your votes will decide the trial's outcome. If you correctly identify the culprit, only they will get punished, but if you make a wrong choice, everyone else will get punished, and the culprit will get to leave. So, again, this was done by one of us, right? Yeah, stop asking me about that. Told you before, the rules don't allow me to kill anyone. One of you is the killer, and that is final. Damn. We already knew that. This changes nothing. I'm going to find the killer and eliminate them. Eliminate? Don't say it like it's nothing. Whatever. Alright, no more chit-chat. Begin the discussion. Okay, I'll start if that is fine with everyone. Sure, go on. Someone murdered Sayori, and it was one of us. Yep, we know that already. The murder happened in the karaoke room today in the morning. Or at least, that's where we found the body. She was strangled by the neck, which was the cause of death. Those are the facts that we know for sure. What about Ryo's role in it? That's what we'll be trying to establish. What's there to establish? We know what he did. Here we go. Gotta cut through their words and get to the truth. Be a good tutorial guy. You were feeling pretty comfortable after the first trial. Yep, weren't you? Yes, I was. Well, that's about to change. Well, fuck me. It's chapter 2, baby. The kid gloves are off. Oh, come on. Keep the kid gloves on, please. Starting from now, you'll be able to get a game over. Oh my god. You will have to start from the last save in that case. That's bullshit. Oh, come on. That's highly convenient. You start with 7 HP. If you lose them all, you will fail the trial. The HP will be restored at the halfway point of the trial, though. For example, if the dice have the 8, you can lose 1 HP every time you object to the wrong statement or select the wrong truth bullet. Nothing will happen if you go through all the statements without objecting, though. You'll just go back to the beginning like before. Good luck and try not to suck too much. That depends on the writing, though. Like, did you give me enough information? Or are you just hiding information? Like, what was that? I remember. Like that anime called Another, where there's like a mystery there or something. But the thing is, everything about the clues are hidden from the fucking viewer and are then revealed in the last episode, which is fucking bullshit. I will never see the appeal of that fucking anime. I mean, it looks pretty, sure, but as a writing, as when you think about whatever they fucking say or do, it's so stupid. None of their actions and words make sense at all. Anyway, where was I? Good luck and try not to suck too much. Another fucking sucks is what I'm trying to say. We've seen Ryo grabbing Sayori, right? Yeah, that is true. Before Katsuya tackled him to the ground, yeah. There's no doubt he planned and prepared for all of this. I don't think so, because when Ryo woke up, he's like, huh, where am I? Senior? But what if there's more to it? Yeah, that is true. Think about this again. Object. Ryo's account. Let's believe in the suspect's account. Oh wait, really? Counter. It's not that simple, everyone. You say that Ryo prepared all of this. But Ryo said himself that he didn't remember anything before we found him. That's right. The last thing I remember was being invited by Sayori. If he doesn't remember anything else, it's possible that he was attacked by someone. Attacked? Yeah, the attacker could have made him unconscious. Then he only managed to wake up just before we found him. If that's the case, he couldn't have prepared the murder. He was invited by Sayori, he just went there by himself. Megumi, you're basing your entire argument on Ryo's account. You do realize that he's the main suspect, right? Exactly, his testimony is highly dubious. If he did it, he'd obviously be lying to cover for himself. I'm not lying. But I obviously can't expect you to believe me just like that. At least you realized it. Unlike Megumi, it seems. Well, what if I have evidence? You do? Maybe I do. Do I? In short, you're basing your entire argument on the assumption that Ryo prepared the murder. But if he was indeed unconscious before we found him, he could not have done that. Yeah, he'd have to be innocent. How is that guy innocent? So, we just need to prove that he could have been made unconscious. Either by the killer or by Sayori herself. Wait, now you're bringing Sayori into this? If she was the one who invited Ryo over... Enough of that. We demand evidence, not empty theories. Okay, then so... Do you think someone could have knocked Ryo out? I doubt it. Continue. Like bam, just like that, lights out, no. Or do you suggest someone could have drugged him? Possibly, yeah. Continue. We haven't seen anything that could use for this. Oh, you mean that drugs you found? I have a hole in my memory. I don't remember how they did it. Let's see. Object. Haven't seen anything. Mark. Pacifying drug. Counter. Actually, we do have something that a mysterious attacker could have used. You have something? Please, show us. I visited the infirmary with Fu, and we found an interesting box. Ah, you mean that drug? Yeah, a whole stash of pacifying drugs. Apparently, they're very potent. Strong enough to incapacitate a grown man like Ryo when dosed appropriately. Using drugs like this without a professional supervision, that could be very dangerous. Well, if it was the killer, they probably didn't care. So what you're trying to say is, someone drugged Ryo and brought him to the karaoke room? But why? Well, obviously to frame him for murder. They could have staged it as if he did it. And an incapacitated Ryo would not be able to defend himself. That makes some sense, but only if we assume that he was indeed drugged. That is the most likely scenario. I'm still not convinced, that sounds too easy. Right. Ryo could have gone to the infirmary himself and opened that box to create a red herring. I've never seen that box in my life. Once again, we only have your word for that. Fair enough, I guess. Don't worry, I'm sure that we can prove that someone drugged Ryo. Make your argument. Ryo could have opened the box on his own. That is possible, that is true. Or maybe, the box was opened a long time ago, not before the crime, another possibility. If the attacker drugged Ryo, he might have slipped it in his breakfast. I don't think so. Ryo wasn't even present at the breakfast. Oh, okay. We can't know for sure if he even swallowed that drug at all. Yeah, remember the picture on his lip? Ryo's blue lip, yeah. Counter. That one is simple. We already have enough proof to know he was drugged. Oh, that's interesting. Tell us more. This isn't a show, guys. Please stay serious. Anyway, we noticed how Ryo's lips has been blue right after we found him. You're right, it was blue. What does it mean? Did he eat something weird? No, that's exactly what the pacifying drug does to you. The leaflet was pretty clear about it. You can read it if you don't believe us. We believe you, don't worry. Interesting. That is a pretty visible side effect. Did whoever used it didn't think we would notice? Unless they were in such a hurry that they didn't bother to read this. That is also an option. That's dumb. Everyone makes mistakes. Remember how we got Takeshi's light because of a small error he made? I don't want to remember that, to be honest. So I guess we managed to establish that Ryo was indeed drugged. So he could have done that. Who would have thought? The people who don't believe. This leaves a huge hole in our case, though. A huge hole? I'm interested. Haha, because, you swing both ways. Illogical. What he meant was that it would contradict the witnesses' accounts. Including your own, Megumi. I know. Exactly, this makes no sense. Y'all saw what happened, right? I guess. We did see Ryo strangling Sayori. Several eyewitnesses are unlikely to be lying. If they saw Ryo grabbing Sayori, that's probably what happened. But that's not all that happened. What? We don't know if that was the reason why Sayori died. Remember the Monokuma file? What about it? So you remembered. It was pretty weird, unlike the last one. It didn't specify the time of death. Why would Monokuma leave that part out? Because he wasn't sure? No, to confuse us. He knew that the time of death could give us an important clue. Because Sayori was already dead by the time Rio grabbed her. What? Whoa. Go on. There are more things that don't add up. They all contradict the theory that Rio just strangled Sayori when we entered the room. Now, I will show you. Photo analysis. What contradicts the theory that Rio strangled Sayori to death? Simply because... God damn it. Please aim properly here. The mark on Sayori's neck. Sure. Got it. You got it right, Megumi. What's wrong with her neck? It's the mark that was made when she was strangled, right? Yeah, but its size doesn't match. If it was made by Ryo's huge hands, it should be wider than that. My hands aren't that huge, Megumi. You should be happy that they are. It might prove your innocence. Such unsightly thick fingers. Hey! Anyway, let's concentrate on those big fingers for now. They're not big. I kind of feel insecure about that. Rio, do you want me to defend you or not? I'm sorry, I'll shut up now. Anyway, those marks were not made by Ryo's hands, that's what I'm saying. I guess that is the logical conclusion. I still don't believe it. But if the mark wasn't made by his hands, what was it made by? Obviously the true cause of Sayori's death. Whatever happened to her before Ryo grabbed her? Yeah, but what could it be? You're sure Ryo's fingers are too big for that? Yep. But if it wasn't Ryo, what could have caused that? Maybe there was some kind of rope that the killer used? Or perhaps it was one of the cables in the room? Or toilet paper. I read about a murder like that once. Toilet paper? What? No. Let's see. Yeah, I could agree. The microphone cable. Yeah, consent. You're right, Harry. It was done by the cable. Or to be more exact, by one of the microphone cables from the karaoke machine. After all, it was even lying rolled up near the body when we found it. Right, it has the exact same thickness as the mark on the neck. How did we miss it? At least Megumi didn't. We were so focused on Rio and what we saw that we didn't take a moment to look around. Yeah. Damn, why does it have to always be so complicated? It's always like that with murder cases. Unfortunately, it seems so. So in short, whoever murdered Sayori didn't do it with their bare hands. They took the microphone from the karaoke machine and used it on Sayori's neck. Damn, microphones are supposed to entertain people, not kill them. This is why we need to buy wireless microphones. Get your wireless microphones now on, I don't know, on a shopping app or something. Yeah, it's much better to buy when there's a physical store to buy music equipment, because if it's gonna get delivered online, it's like a 50-50 chance it's gonna suck, it's gonna get damaged during delivery, and you're like, oh my god, please return this shit. Microphone's supposed to entertain people, not kill them. Okay, but how exactly did it happen? What do you mean? Do you know how the killer attacked Sayori, or are you just blindly guessing? I actually have an idea. The killer might have sneaked up on Sayori and strangled her from behind. I don't think so. Continue. Maybe they drugged her just like Rio and killed her when she was unconscious. She would have had the blue marks on her lips. What if she was hanged? That is possible. It could be done in that room. Now I think they caught Sayori with a cable, using it like a lasso. Possibly too. Daichi, are you for real? I mean, it could be. I have to think about this again. Do you agree? Which book do you use? It could have been done in the mark under ceiling. Yeah. I see now. What? What really happened to Sayori? She wasn't just strangled with a cable. She was actually hanged. Hanged? Yeah. The wooden bar under the ceiling tells us the whole story. There was a wooden bar there? I haven't even noticed. Because you all people didn't fucking investigate. Because you all immediately assumed that Rio is the culprit. You fucking assholes. If you use the time to fucking investigate instead of, you know, instead of suspecting the suspect, maybe you could have fucking seen this shit. I haven't even noticed. Anyway, it's got a mark on it. A mark on the same width as the one on Sayori's neck. You mean it was made with the same cable? Exactly. And since we already established that the microphone cable was used on Sayori's neck, the same cable would have been used on the bar. So the killer wrapped the cable around Sayori's neck and the wooden bar. Are there any music experts here, or what do you call them? Music accessory technician? Like, can a microphone cable be used to hang someone? Do they have enough strength for that? I believe there isn't. Because a full-grown body is like what? I don't know, man. It's because it's just cables, you know? Just thin pieces of metal together. Being able to be hanged by that. It's like, it takes only a few seconds, a few minutes before the microphone cable would finally give out. Unless it was built different. I don't know. Can anyone confirm that? Anyway, so the killer wrapped the cable around Sayori's neck in the wooden bar. And then they hanged her until she died? That's horrible. It must be terrifying to go like that. Unfortunately, that's what everything points to. Which means, when we saw Rio grabbing Sayori, she was already long dead. Which means I couldn't have killed her. We don't know why exactly Rio was doing that. Can only guess that the killer used the fact that he was drugged and made him to do it. So that's when the others found them, they think he was the killer. Smart and evil. Wait a moment, that still doesn't fix a huge contradiction. What do you mean? It's simple, the scream. What scream? Did you forget already? The girls heard a terrifying scream from the corridor, that's why we went there in the first place. It's certain that the whole voice that they heard was Sayori's, which means she must have still been alive. So the earliest she could have died was just before they entered the room, which means no one would have time to hang her before they saw her. So, it must have been Rio after all, right? Not so fast, we've already got so far. Let's not ruin it because of one detail. One detail, but it changes everything. Now that we managed to find an answer to it. Hey, did you miss me? Not really. I have one last tutorial for you. It's for a new minigame called Letter Labyrinth. Oh god. It reminds me of fucking Danganronpa H2O with its stupid fucking minigame. Like, it doesn't even work. It works when it fucking feels like it. I remember getting stuck there for an hour. Holy fucking shit, you think that's fun? Just getting lost and not be able to do fucking anything? Yeah, fucking hate that game. Never gonna play that shit ever again. Even for fun. It's not even funny. I can't even make fun of it because it's just fucking hateful, that fucking game. As for a new minigame, Letter Labyrinth. In this minigame, you'll have to form a word that will answer the question at hand. To do it, you must catch the letters running around the labyrinth one by one, okay? Start with the first letter of the word and continue on, okay? If you catch the wrong letter, nothing will happen. You can't get a game over in this minigame for some reason. Good luck. Wait, do I have to press something? Fine. What caused the scream that Megumi Eri heard? Well, there's a key here. You already know what it says, right? Get over here. Well, thank God this game works, unlike fucking H2O, where that game barely functions. I mean, it functions, it just sucks at it. It sucks at everything else, though. Oh, God, there you go. Karaoke. Got it. You know, remember the recording feature in the karaoke machine? Yep. What? Karaoke? Yeah, this is a detail that solves all the contradictions. It also ultimately proves why Monokuma didn't want to disclose the time of Sayori's death. I'm not sure I get it. The karaoke machine has a recording function, remember? Yeah. So you could theoretically record anything you want and then play it at a later moment. Something like a scream? Exactly. I get it. You did indeed hear Sayori scream, but it didn't happen when you heard it. In reality, the killer recorded Sayori screaming a long time before, when she was still alive. And when you were close, they played the recording to lure you into the room, thinking she's just being murdered. So it would be natural that they think Rio just killed her. That is exactly what happened. What do you think, Rio? I'm almost impressed by the killer. To go so far to frame me. Interesting. Okay, but one thing bugs me. They had to record that scream before they killed Sayori, right? But what if we heard it happen? We would have entered the room before they killed her and ruined their entire plan. They probably recorded scream at night. No. What if it wasn't Sayori? What if they just changed the voice? No. We don't have an ultimate voice actor with us, yeah. Regardless, we'd have to hear what happened. Not really, it was so loud. Remember soundproof? I guess you could create such a recording digitally too. Soundproof door. Dude. And then it got open. You see, that's how it happened. That's right, I completely forgot about the soundproof door. So all the killer had to do was to close that door. And then they could record all the screaming they wanted without any intrusions. Smart. I remember now. When we entered the room, the door was not fully closed. I didn't give it a second thought back then. But I guess the killer deliberately left it open so we could hear the scream from inside. That actually clears some things up. So we probably managed to clear Rio's name for now, but we still have no clue about the real killer. The pieces are slowly falling into place. I'm sure we'll get to them eventually. We'll get whoever did this to Sayori. You have reached the halfway point of the trial. Your HP has been restored, thank goodness. Yes, I do wish to save. Let me just take a break. Drink my drink.